Alright, what do I do?
Alright, went over
You
most of
just...
this stuff yesterday. The
Yep.
outliner, which is that thing to your top right.
Mm-hmm.
If you press the little plus button on the top of it, you can adjust what it shows you.
Only the host can change the game speed.
No, the outliner, which is below that, where it says like diplomats, merchants, armies, rebel factions.
Oh yeah, I see that.
If you press the
Okay.
little plus button next to that, you can adjust what it shows you.
Okay.
Something you want more information at the start of the game and less information at the end of the game, because you'll have more armies than what we see. We discussed the map, sort of, or how the map options worked.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little thing above that, which allows you to adjust what messages you get. In general, you're not going to mess with that unless you really get into this game.
Okay.
Below the map, there's the menu, the ledger. The ledger is going to be very important. History, triggered modifiers, and the find button. Usually, you can press F for the find button, L for the ledger. Those are two very important things in this game.
Okay.
The ledger will basically break down everything in the game, mostly about countries you know. So if you look at if you zoom out, which is scroll wheel out or something. I don't know if there's another button that does it, but all these countries here, they're in the ledger. Things
Okay.
like Ming, Japan, and all those, since we don't see them, they're not in our ledger. Though they
Okay.
technically do exist in the ledger, if I remember correctly. Great powers, don't really need to get into. There's these two little things to the left of the map. One is the papacy button. Since we're Catholic, we're going to have to pay attention to that. Basically, you get a certain amount of papal points. Our current papal points are 10. If you can press the little button above the 10, and it'll pop up the papal outliner or papal window.
Okay.
These are the countries with cardinals. These are the countries that get, yeah, right now cardinals. There's several buttons here. Usually, we're going to pay attention to these buttons when we get to 50 papal and 100 papal points. Otherwise, you can spend papal influence to possibly, when the Pope dies, you can get control over the Pope. If you get control over the Pope, you have additional options to do. But it's generally not worth it. You might want to spend like 5 points for a chance, but other than that. The next thing is the Holy Roman Empire, which is 20. We're not part of the HRE. It's in political map modes, the top left of the blue buttons for the map modes. The thing with like the little German eagle.
Okay.
If you press that button, you'll see what's in the HRE. It's basically Germany and Austria, and everything west of us and east of France and north of like the Pope
Okay.
and below Denmark. If we ever play the HRE, I'll explain more about them, but taking land for them causes the people inside to hate you twice as much for the land taken.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. There are benefits for being part of the HRE. There are benefits for leading the HRE. Currently, Austria leads the HRE.
Okay.
That's the simplified version. You should just go back to political map mode. The little flaggy.
Okay.
Blah. We have no navy. We have 3 forts. Our manpower button, or if you, let's not worry about that. We are gonna have to worry about that right now because we're gonna build up our army.
Okay.
If you press your B button, you'll get the production interface. which will show you your what units we can build.
Okay.
Land units are basically standing army. Mercenaries are, people that cost more. They cost more to buy, but they're immediately built, or they have a shorter build time. Mercenaries don't take out of our manpower, which is that big number on top, but the standing armies do. 1,000 of the manpower to create 1 unit of anything. It's infantry, infantry, cavalry, artillery.
Okay.
No one's researched artillery yet. I think it's Tech 7 before anyone gets artillery in military.
Okay.
So we want to build up our units. If you go back to your military, go to your country, then your military tab, we will see that we have a combat width of 20. Basically, right now, I'm not going to explain flanking, but it's basically you want at most 4 cavalry in a unit in a fight. So 2 cavalry can flank, but that's about it right now.
Okay.
We have 26. So all we want to build right now is infantry. So you can click the little infantry button, and then it'll pop up where we can build. You'll see certain places build faster. They all cost the same though. You can build. We want to build 6 more infantry units, so build those.
Okay. How do I do that?
You're in the production interface, right?
I was. I'm in the land units.
All right, just
I hit the B button. And I went to land units.
So you selected the Bardic infantry.
Yeah.
Certain places turn green and certain places turn blue.
Yes.
All right, you can just now start left-clicking in provinces to build them.
Do I want the blue ones or the green ones?
Blue ones are basically they'll still take from any. You want to build in places that have the less amount of time.
Okay. So, which ones are the less amount of time? Is it the blue ones or the green ones?
Well, you should have a cost and a date on the provinces.
Nope. Men 7,000, 4,000, 0. No, I don't have anything like that.
All right. Men's 7,000, 4,000.
Yeah, like I'm hovering over it, and it says men Poland, as chroma, whatever. Men 7,000, 4,000, 0. Regiments 7 pike, 4 horses, 0 of the other kind. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on, and how to build the units.
All right. You click on the provinces. You don't click on armies. Did you click on an army?
Well, I clicked on the line units. I clicked on the Bardic infantry.
Mm-hmm. And the things turn green and
says,
blue,
okay,
and then everything else.
Okay, I click on the actual. Okay.
Yeah. You don't click on the armies. All right, that brings us up to our force limit. Anything more will cost us more. Will cost. What is it called? Yeah, it just costs more to maintain those units.
Okay.
If you select an army, there are buttons above these things.
Mm-hmm.
That will automatically build the unit and then send it to this particular army. They're not efficient, but they are when you get a bunch of armies that are building huge amount of armies. more useful.
Okay.
Also, in the production interface, you can set a template to build a certain amount of troops in a province. It'll select a province, and then it'll set that army to build there. It'll build in a bunch of different provinces, depending on how many provinces you said it could build in. It will also pull from the blue areas,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll produce the quickest amount of time and send them all to that province, and they'll all group up. All right, so we built our army. We have no navy, so we don't have to worry about that. We want to go back to our court, which is, the country view. Click your little flag on top, F1,
Okay.
where it said ignorandum, legal heir, and consort. We're gonna choose some advisors.
Okay.
In general, we want to choose because we're only producing 5 gold a month. We want to we can only afford level 1 advisors. If you select the empty portraits, you'll get a choice of what advisors you can have.
Okay. How do I know if they're level 1?
They say if you look at so you have all the advisors. They have a name, they have what they produce, and then they have a number of what they produce. That's their level. Yeah.
Okay. This one has. So this one costs $64. Probably not him.
No.
The next one has $14. Costs 14 ducats, money, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe him. I don't know.
If you scroll down, we have 2 more. We have, I think, 5 total.
We have 5 total.
Yeah.
Dominic. Maybe Dominic. I don't know.
We're gonna look at the where it says 1 gold monthly. That's the ones we wanted to start choosing from right now.
Okay, so we want Gustav Zalowski. We want him.
We're gonna take David Herbert below him because we're not producing any inflation right now. So taking Gustav won't help us, but having more money to work with will help us. So just click him.
Okay.
All right, next one we're just gonna take Stefan because he's the only level 1. And
where's Stefan?
If you click the next series of portraits.
Okay.
Like you chose.
I chose Gustav, but it didn't put him there.
You clicked the retire button.
Oh.
You need to click the portrait itself. Retire means you pay him his costs and send him out.
Oh, did I screw up then?
That's fine. It's only 14 gold.
Okay.
You're gonna put Gustav in charge there. So you're gonna go back. You're gonna go to the next advisor.
I want Stefan.
Yeah, you want to click his portrait.
Yep.
And you can go back down to next one and choose Bogomil because he's a level 1 as well.
Okay.
So basically, for 3 gold, 3 gold a month, we're producing 3 more monarch power.
Okay.
And that's reduced our national budget by 3 gold, so we're now producing 2.6 gold per month. When our military units start producing, we will start paying that cost on a monthly basis, and that will reduce our treasury. So we are going to unpause, and you're going to see a lot of pop-ups.
Okay.
For the first month, the first couple days, all the AI starts making allies and such. So you're going to see all these countries around that would be in your ledger make at least 1 ally.
Okay.
For the first month, so until December 12th, no one can declare war.
Okay.
All right, we are going to go to speed 3. And well, I'm gonna leave you at speed 1 first, so you can see what I mean by time.
Okay.
And we're gonna pause. Uh, Press and hold enter to just immediately get rid of most of those pop-ups. Gonna move.
I only have one pop-up so far.
Okay. I have everyone. If you go, let's pause this for a bit. It's been 12 days, so. But if you go to your menu option, there's this option for message settings.
Okay, how do I go there?
Just keep pressing escape until you reach it.
Menu options?
Yeah, it should be.
Message settings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Each of these things are something that can is a message in the game. Some of them are more important than others. When you get into this game, you're gonna, if you get into this game, this is where you're gonna figure out what's important to you and why is that important to you.
Okay.
Some people put them all on every patch because they kind of adjust things and just play a game and just start turning off them, the ones that they don't need.
Okay.
All right, so I started moving our army from Podol to Krakow.
Okay.
If you select the province of Krakow, you'll see that it has you'll see the province overview. Basically, Krakow is our capital. There are 2 tabs above a province. One's the main overview, the other's the territory? What's it called? State overview. We're not going to really mess around much with the state overview. Yeah. It's a bunch of buttons. The button till we have 887 right below like the terrain image. The button to the left increases. The button to the left bottom decreases. In general, we never want to decrease a province value.
So Krakow is now the seat of a new cardinal. He's loyal to Poland. They have one active cardinals now.
Yep.
Okay. I have a royal marriage offer from Pomerania.
We're gonna accept that.
Okay.
If you noticed our armies, when they get halfway to a different province, they will have this like little lock symbol to their bottom.
Yeah.
That means you can't reset them to different province. The little skull means they're suffering attrition, which is bad because that eats up our manpower.
Okay.
And our money because they have to get new guys trained up.
So, is that just something that happens, or?
It happens when you surpass the supply limit. The supply limit can fluctuate during winter and summers.
Okay. Is there any way to like